The Mayor of Dunkirk joining us, A.J. Dolce. A.J., welcome to the show.
Thanks, Dave. Glad to be here.
There's been a lot of activity going on in the city of Dunkirk. This week, earlier in the week, you delivered the annual State of the City message. It was your first speech, so to speak, and I guess it was a little abbreviated on Tuesday night, but some important things contained in this message. Tell us about it.
Sure. I mean, the speech was short to begin with, and I felt it would be best to just cut the speech altogether and focus on what's been on everybody's mind, and that's the NRG situation. I had, just to mention the speech a little more, I do have it available. I did release it to the press and
we've posted it online so people can actually see the whole text.
I appreciate that. Thank you. It's also on my Facebook page, so it's there if anyone wants it, but really the biggest thing on everybody's mind is the NRG situation, so I felt it was important to address that situation and basically say what we've been doing since last Wednesday when the news broke.
Well, what is happening? Maybe give us kind of an update. I know we've heard about this big phone call, email, fax campaign, and what we've heard, and maybe you are hearing the same thing, that the governor and some of the leadership is actually aware of this.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, you wonder how effective these campaigns are, but word is getting to us that these letters, emails, phone calls are reaching the governor, are reaching Speaker Silver's office. I've spoken to reps from Silver's office, one in particular. So they know who we are. Mm-hmm. They are receiving the message loud and clear. Whether or not that works is yet to be seen. But the point is, I can't stress enough how effective that your letters, phone calls, emails have been. Really appreciate the support that the public's given to this cause. Gotten a lot of great feedback from the public, and I just urge you to keep going if you haven't done so yet. I've been in contact with Senator Young, representatives from Higgins' office, the New York Power Authority, Assemblyman Goodell, other individuals on the NRG committee. So they're well aware of what's going on down here, and our voices have been heard.
Now, how likely is this scenario going to happen? How likely is it that we could see the legislation that has been put forth by Senator Young? I guess George Maziarz up in Niagara County has been pushing this. It's gone through the Senate, we understand, but the key figure here, from what we understand, is Sheldon Silver. What is happening in the Assembly?
That's the impression I get as well. The individual I spoke to was a member of the Energy Committee, Senate's Energy Committee, and basically he said it would be discussed. This is far from a slam dunk. I don't want to give the impression that this legislation is going to pass. And that's what makes the emails, phone calls, faxes so important. To continue to urge the Assembly to support this vital legislation. And I think the understanding is, too, that this is only a short-term fix. This is not, by any means, a long-term solution to the problem. But, the impression I'm getting is it still has a chance to pass.
So folks need to continue to do the emails and the phone calls. Is that your advice?
Most definitely. And on my end, we're continuing to speak to anyone we can. I've offered on numerous occasions to go to Albany and meet with anyone in person to state the case. This is such an important issue. I mean, we're looking at 24%, almost 24% of our operating revenue in the city. This is just the city of Dunkirk, not taking into effect the school district or the county. So this has received our full attention.
And NRG is the biggest taxpayer right now in Chautauqua County.
Correct. And I've stressed that to some of the officials I've spoken to.
And again, if the plant is mothballed on the surface, it would seem they would continue to pay that. But is there any guarantee that those revenues will continue to flow if the plant were to be, worst case scenario.
Right. I mean, the one thing the reps from the Power Authority talked to me about was, the reliability study that's being conducted, and then working with NRG based on what comes of the reliability study. But we're not, to me, the focus right now is doing what we can to get this legislation passed.
What can you tell us? I know there's a 180-day period that the clock started to tick last Wednesday for that process. What is involved in that from what you understand?
Basically, they try and figure out how many generators need to be operational to supply the needed amount of energy.
Mm-hmm. So that process has begun. Hopefully we'll hear some news regarding that, and hopefully it is good news indeed for the Dunkirk facility. So keep up the campaign.